Hey everyone, this is Matthew Louis Size, University of Ottawa, AHL3300, Creativity and Innovation, Creative Problem number one. Check out my plant. I'm realizing it's not looking the healthiest, but you know what? I thought I'd have some greenery, keep it fresh. But in either case, we were asked to speak about challenges, and I think that's a wonderful topic to open this up with. And how we approach challenges. And I'm someone who has come to a point in his life who very, very, very much um, welcomes challenges in my life, even really, really big ones. Um, and sometimes that scares me because sometimes the big ones can be terrifying. But I know that throughout my life I've been faced with certain challenges that I had felt were insurmountable, and that I'd be crushed under their weight, um, and felt completely hopeless about. And I know that having gone through them and the lessons that I've learned and the growth that I've found in those lessons have been tremendous gifts, to the point where all the challenges that I've been through up to date, anyways, I'm so thankful for them, even though I thought they were the worst things ever when I was going through them. Um, so yeah, so I just want to say that if you're going through challenges right now, just know that if you're open to it, that I feel quite certain that there's a gift in there for you, to learn from and grow from, and to heal from, so that it doesn't affect you quite so strongly, or even negatively in the first place. And I'll give you an example of that in a minute. But the way that I try to approach challenges, and it depends on how much time you have and how big the challenge is. If it's a small challenge, you don't have much time, often I'll just go with my intuition. And my intuition, I believe, is really a combination of the knowledge that I've accrued in my life up to date, as well as going with my gut feeling, and just making second decisions like that. But if it's a larger challenge, or if I do have more time, I definitely try taking a step back. Often when we're faced with challenges, we get so caught up in the stream of the challenge itself, the stress of the challenge, the problems surrounding the challenge, that we're swept away um, in that stream, and we kind of lose control in that way. And in that franticness, often we make poor decisions, with a very narrow vision. So what I've been trying to do in those circumstances where I can is to take a step back out of the stream, and have a good look, from the shoreline of what exactly the problem is, and to try to see it and observe it from all angles that I can, all perspectives. And we can do that through research and gaining knowledge. And we can also especially do that, especially if it's related to opinions, um, by really honestly, sincerely trying to understand other people's perspectives, especially people's perspectives that maybe at the time you don't agree with, to truly, truly, truly understand them. Because you know what? Everyone has their convictions and there's a reason for it, right? So if we can completely or truly try to understand as best as we can where someone else is coming from, without biases, without expectations, without judgments, and if we can take that from all angles, it really gives us a clearer picture, of whatever we're dealing with. And same goes for knowledge as well. I tend to, if it's something factual, if I can go with facts, that's great. I would take that over opinions, um, any day. And so, try to get all the facts that you can on it. So there's many examples that I can give of these challenges, but a recent challenge that I've faced is, I've suffered my whole life from tinnitus. Oh, there's my plant again. Um, and for as long as I can remember, there's been a ringing in my ears. And for most of my life, though, it was only really apparent when things were quiet, or uh, that I was really, really paying attention to it. But in the last couple of years, and especially in the last few months, um, I've noticed that the tinnitus has gotten worse, that the ringing in my ears has gotten worse, almost to a point of it almost being as loud as people speaking, which is very bothersome. And whereas I used to notice it before, maybe 5-10% of the time, now I'm noticing it at least 50% of the time, and some days have been even worse, where it's like literally on my mind almost 100% of the time of the day, and it was freaking me out. I was like panicking, and because I just can't get away from it. Like I can't get away. I can't put on noise canceling earphones or lock myself in a room in the basement. Like it's always with me, and feeling claustrophobic with my own existence, right? Like it's always there. Um, and I think a big part of challenges is knowing when things are outside of our control. So I did the research. I did so much research on tinnitus and treatments, and seeing specialists and experts, and it didn't seem very promising, and that was kind of making me freak out even more. Like there's nothing I can even do about this, um, until I realized that there's really nothing I can do about this. So I'm in another class right now. It's a meditation class, a meditation theory and practice. And I've been meditating now for a few years. It's been about 3 years where I meditate daily, or at least I try to meditate daily. And it's had a huge impact on my life in a very, very positive way, especially going back to the challenges. And like I said, not being in the stream of those challenges, but taking that step back and observing them more detached. It's helped me so much with that, whether it be disagreements I have with my wife, who I love very much, by the way, and or just whatever it may be. I've learned to deal with them much better because I'm less emotional about them. And but the problem is with the thing with the ring in my ears, it was almost the opposite problem. So whereas with all these other things, with the pandemic, with all the divisiveness that we're seeing with the economy and the housing market, and our planet, that's really not in a great place. When meditating, I can at least give myself some space, right? And kind of detach myself from them and still observe them, but not be in the thick of things. Whereas though with meditation though, a huge part of that is presence, right? To be present, to be aware, to really be hyper aware, and having a vivid, lucid awareness of the world around us, or even inside of us. And I was realizing that when meditating, I could perceive the ring in my ears even more, um, and that really freaked me out because like the meditation was almost a remedy, or a healing tool in itself, at least to give me some respite and more clarity on all these issues. But it would amplify and magnify the ringing in my ears. But anyways, back in my meditation class, my professor, Professor Colbert, um, had mentioned for me to meditate and to focus on not only the the ringing itself, and not just the sound of it, not attaching words, not attaching a story to it, because when we attach words or attach a story, it it gives it strength and power, but just to observe the essence of it. But to go beyond that and to observe the essentially the essence of my oh, what's the word, of my not wanting it. uh yeah, the word's eluding me right now, but my resistance to it, to observe my resistance towards it, again, without words or a story. And in doing that, um, I felt it melt away. I felt my resistance towards it melt away, and it was actually replaced with actually a deep love and affection towards ringing in my ear, which might sound strange, but I realize it's a part of my existence. It's a part of who I am, and how lucky I am to be here, um, experiencing this world, and that it's a part of my experience. And anyways, I also came to the realization really deeply inside that if this is something that I can't change, then it's something that I can choose to embrace, to accept it and embrace it as a part of who I am. Um, so all that goes to say, going back to the challenges, to take that step back and to gain as much perspectives or insights that we can on it. And in this case with my ears, based on all that knowledge and perspectives and the bigger picture, there didn't seem to be much I can do about it. So really, what other option do I have other than either resisting it and freaking out because I can't get rid of it, or to just accept it and love it, and for it to be a part of my experience. And anyways, I know what works better for me, and I have found so much peace in it. So right now I'm hearing it, and hopefully I'll be able to hold on to this for the rest of my life, or as long as I have this ringing. But I definitely feel at peace with it. And in either case, I've been all over the place, and I hope this is okay. But much love to you all, and thank you so much for listening. And Professor Valenzuela and Jerome, thank you so much for this class. It's a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to digging deeper into it. So take care, much love, and bye. Say bye, plant. Bye. Cheers.